So now I know a lot of parents wonder about when their kids need glasses. So we talked about the yearly screening at the pediatrician. Are there times that you notice in particular that kids do need glasses? Are there certain age ranges that you notice it comes up more frequently?
To be honest, there's not a specific age range because there's so many different things. There's short-eyed, so there's hyperopia, myopia, and there's astigmatism. One is an eye that's shorter, one is an eye that's longer, and one is an eye that's a little bit more oval. And so astigmatism, a lot of the times when they're kids, they always have it. So they can come in and need glasses for astigmatism, and they've always had it. Or if they were born and their eyes just have a difference in focus. Those are the young kids that fail their screening. If they have one eye that, because our eyes always work together. You can't have one eye focus on one, be focused one depth and the other eye focus a different depth. They have to be within a similar range in order to have good vision in both eyes. So there's some things that are diagnosed and they're there all along, and we just have to be sensitive enough and have the screening to pick it up. For those kids who become more nearsighted as they get older, those are the more common. They can see up close, but they can't see far away. Those kids usually start around third or fourth grade, but there's no set timeline that it happens. And so things that we can do, though, part of it is genetics, and you can't help it. Part of it is everybody's different. And so some kids just have a different eye length than everybody else. The other part is, though, we can help prevent kids from becoming more nearsighted. And that's by not spending so much time indoors at constant electronics and staring at up close things, because that constant near focus without taking breaks can make the eyes signal back to the eyes, and it says, okay, I'm working really hard to focus. Maybe I should grow so I'm better focused for up close. And so it is true that spending a lot of time indoors, staring at a really close phone or electronic and not, or even books, and not going outside and giving yourself those breaks can lead to more kids needing glasses. And in some Asian countries, 90% of the kids and adults end up needing glasses. And so there's definitely a correlation with going outside, taking breaks, limiting that electronic time.
And I'd love to talk about this some more, because I know it's so fascinating to me, because I know there was that great study done, I believe in China, that was trying to evaluate if screen time led to more myopia or nearsightedness. But what I found so fascinating about that study was they were looking at spending time outdoors as a protective effect. And it seemed like being outdoors was incredibly important, something about fixating far away. Does that make sense to you as an ophthalmologist?
It does. And so the interesting part is people always blame it on blue light, but the sun actually has more blue light than electronics does. So it's not really the blue light that makes us end up needing glasses. We have a muscle and a lens in our eye that changes focus when we look up closer when we read. As we get to be 50, it doesn't flex, right? And everybody needs reading glasses. But throughout our lifetime, our eyes are made to be perfectly focused for distance, and we have to flex this lens and this muscle to see up close. And this constant flexing of this lens and muscle has a signal mechanism, which we don't really understand, but it signals back to the eye that if you're using that muscle and that lens excessively, it signals back to the eye to grow, to become longer, so that lens and that muscle don't have to flex so hard. And so that eye growth, that increased lengthening of the eye, that is somebody who becomes myopic or nearsighted. So that constant tone and that constant looking up close can make the eye actually grow. So by looking far away, we relax that muscle, we relax that lens, and then that in turn signals back to the eye and says, okay, I'm good, I had a little break. And so our recommendation is about after 20 minutes of doing up close activity, look 20 feet away and do it for 20 seconds. So I say that's a good time to go to the bathroom. That's a good time to go check the mailbox, to walk the dog, and give yourself a break. I think it's good for everybody to be outside. And I think everybody, even as adults where we don't think we're spending so much time up close, everybody needs to spend more time outside. But it is true. It's good for your eyes to spend more time outdoors and to keep your kids from needing more glasses as they get older.
Have you heard about the neuroscientist Andrew Huberman?
I have. I don't know the details of it.
So one of his big things is he's a proponent of the first thing in the morning that we all should do is to get outside and get our eyes exposed to natural sunlight, and that really adds to the health of the individual, which I think is so interesting.
Our eyes do play a role in circadian rhythm too. So going outside, giving you that intense light exposure, it sets your brain. It says, okay, this is morning, and now my day gets started. The same issue with electronics at night is that blue light, even though they say, you should put your phone on dark at night. And it is true. Once you turn on your phone at night, or once you look at it and you're getting tired, you're getting ready to go to bed, you're actually giving your brain mixed messages. And you're saying, okay, maybe I should be awake. And so if you look at your phone at night, or you turn on that bathroom light and all of a sudden get a big light exposure, you are going to be more likely to stay awake, because you're affecting your circadian rhythm by giving you too much light when you should be in the dark.
It's so interesting to me hearing you talk, because I'm thinking you always think of your eyes as what you use for vision, that it's so important just for vision, but it's actually important for our health.
Yes.
And so many other facets.
So even patients that are blind, they still need light exposure in order to set their circadian rhythm, to set their sleep-wake cycle.
Wow.
So even though they may not see well, they still need that light.
Wow. So I think this is an extra, I always talk to parents promoting that their children spend time outdoors, but this is an even extra benefit. It's good for their eyes.